Family Support California is a technical assistance and training provider for family resource centers, collaboratives, and public-private partnerships, and any program that serves families and children. We began a little more humbly as the Greater Bay Area Family Resource Network in 1990 when people gathered because they wanted to bring a consistent way of working positively with families and children. We started out in San Francisco in an office and 2 staff people. Today we're 10 staff people with 2,500 square feet in Oakland. And we now have about 14 projects that we're working on to bring the principles of family support and a positive, strength-based way of working with families throughout the state of California.
The way we develop the plan for welfare reform reflects what we've learned the last 10 years about how to do that kind of stuff. County, the way we want to deal with welfare reform is to move to community-based integrated service centers, small neighborhood centers.
The Learning Network was a project that was really co-designed by us as a technical assistance and training provider and funders as people who cared about the field, and then people in the field who wanted to develop more leadership capacity among people who were doing work at family resource centers. So the original idea was to bring together directors from family resource centers and provide them with a learning experience to enhance their leadership, to help them to learn from one another, and to strengthen the field of family support and family resource centers in California. The funders had the idea, well, what if we put them on a bus and took them around to see each other, because if they could just see what each other had and how each center worked, they could all learn together. We wanted people to learn together in a peer-to-peer situation. So we brought the directors, a public partner, a team member who was directly serving families, and a community member who was involved with the Family Resource Center in some way. So we had a team of 4 from each of the 7 sites across the state.
Within youth issues, they're very vocal, and there's one young person who's actually in the youth issues group, and her and some of the other adults brought up the idea that really, if it's going to be a group about youth issues, there ought to be youth present.
And you sit them down and you teach them how to talk to their parents, and you bring the parent in with the mentor there, or the counselor, or whoever, and they sit down and talk. You know, bringing up issues like you would go to a therapist, but it's real low-key. That's how you can get parents involved, with the youth involved at the same time.
A lot of things are not taking place in the home anymore, so therefore they're not exposed to it. So now it has to be taught to them.
Well, it was between people who thought youth issues really start with the parents and people who thought youth issues really belong to youth.
We have parents who are on drugs, so that's what the kids see. That's what they model. They see dad sitting there nodding at the table with a needle in his arm. Okay, so they think they're supposed to do drugs also. They see mom in the bathroom smoking crack. Get out of here, shut the door, you know. These kids are the ones that are going out there and doing drugs, cutting school, because mom doesn't care if they go to school or not.
And having them argue back and forth about why they feel that way, I think that's exciting. That's the kind of thing that this Learning Network is really about.
If we look around and just read the paper, watch the news, look how much conflict we have in society, and I can't think of another topic area that is more needy, more necessary, and needs attention.
But we get slammed a lot.
Right after the PAR review, the #1 thing the school got marked down on was lack of communication with your staff.
I find that so draining to constantly be at odds with everyone else who wants to be in the box.
I think working on a school site, you have to work not only on social services, you have to work with teachers' attitude.
I'm not criticizing your staff in any way, blah, 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 and they're, oh, they understand that, all this, and then suddenly they're saying, well, what are they doing wrong?
Working with the Learning Network was absolutely a joy because a couple of reasons. Number one, it was really apparent that the people who participated wanted to be here. They wanted to develop skills in conflict resolution and anger management, and so they came in with an intent that I want to learn.
We have to be patient and let them know that you cannot blame us for so and so. We are working together.
I would greatly look forward to working within the network because it's coming from a place that I think is incredibly valuable, and I admire where they're going and what they're trying to do, and you can't help but respect and honor people who are doing such an important thing in society.